Hello Superset Maniacs and welcome back to my channel. Most fans seem to believe that Akim Williams and Nick Walker are the favorites to beat the reigning champion William Bonac for the title at this year's Arnold Classic, so I figured I should do a comparison between the two for you guys, and see who's got the upper hand based on their last showings. Once again, just like in our previous videos, this is going to be as well a video footage side-by-side comparison between Akim Williams at the Puerto Rico Pro and Nick Walker at the New York Pro. So without further ado, let's get to the poses. And we begin with the front double biceps. Of course, structurally speaking, Akim Williams is so much gifted, he's got better proportions, an absolutely insane X-frame, and some of the craziest guns in the IFBB today. Nick Walker, on the other hand, is a shorter guy with thick and dense muscles everywhere. Pound per pound, he is bigger, he is the bigger man. He as well has an incredible set of biceps, he has a ripped midsection, and most of all, that unmatched grainy conditioning, reminiscent of the 90s era. Akim looks soft at the Puerto Rico Pro compared to this version of Nick Walker, so in spite of that structure advantage, Akim may still lose this pose against Nick here. In the front lat spread though, Nick Walker does not stand any chance in my opinion. Akim's body looks like it was designed for this pose, while Nick's upper body lower body imbalance and his wide waist throw away the balance of his pose. And his lats are not as visible as Akim's. Judging by the details in their quads, you can still observe Nick's superior conditioning, however I still cannot see how Nick Walker could beat Akim in this pose. The side chest is another pose where Akim seems to be dominating Nick Walker big time, but in Nick's defense, Akim would probably do the same to almost anyone in the IFBB today. Nick's powerful arms and shoulders are matched by Akim, who arguably has even better shoulders and arms in this angle. Akim also has the superior chest and totally dominates downstairs. This pose goes to Akim Williams, no doubt. So judging by the first three poses, Akim doesn't seem to be giving Nick Walker any chance, aside from the inferior conditioning. However, when we turn to the back, things might be changing in Nick's favor. Nick looks to be at least as wide as Akim, despite being smaller. Actually, his whole back looks bigger than Akim's, and at the lower lat insertions department, Nick really slams the door on Akim. In Akim's defense, he's got the more dominant shoulders and some crazy arms, but the arm department is something Nick excels at as well. Downstairs, by the striations in the glutes and overall details, you can really observe Nick's superior conditioning, if it wasn't obvious enough already. Nick Walker takes this pose in my opinion. If you guys appreciate this type of video comparisons, like this video so I would know I should keep making them. It's really difficult to edit video footage comparisons, so I wanna know if it's worth it. Thanks guys. In the rear lat spread, Akim seems to be putting a better fight than in the back double. I believe he dominates Nick Walker when it comes to the traps, but man, when it comes to the lat development, Nick Walker is just so much better. His lats are wider, thicker, they insert lower, his whole back is again bigger and more dominant than Akim's, so I believe it's safe to say that Nick Walker comes on top in both back poses. The side triceps is a tricky one for me here. I mean, of course, Akim is a beast from the side, especially considering that side leg. His upper body also looks better proportioned, however, I always consider the triceps and more specifically the lateral head as the most important aspect in this pose. I mean, you judge the rest of the body in all the other poses, but this pose is the only one where the emphasis is put on the triceps, and Nick Walker has obviously, and I mean by far, the superior tricep development in this pose. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying we should ignore everything else and focus only on the triceps in this pose. I'm saying that Nick Walker dominates at the tricep development, and given the fact that his pose overall doesn't look bad at all, not as good as Akim's for sure, but not bad either, might give him the edge in this pose after all. If we count the superior conditioning as well, it gives you a really strong case for Nick to walk away with this pose. What do you guys think? The abs and thighs is once again a pose where Akim is the clear favorite due to his structure. He's got the better taper and the better overall proportions. However, we cannot ignore the fact that his abs look washed up, especially in comparison to Nick Walker's abs, which look carved out of hard stone. Nick also has those unmatched striations on his quads, so judging by these two versions of theirs we're looking at right now, I believe this pose could actually go either way. However, a more conditioned Akim would leave no chance to Nick Walker in this pose in my opinion. In the most muscular, I believe Akim does enough against Nick Walker to win the pose. I mean, Akim could go against anybody with this most muscular. He is thick, round and aesthetic at the same time. Nick Walker has an outstanding most muscular himself, however I see Akim as the clear favorite to win this pose. So as a conclusion, between Puerto Rico Pro Akim and the New York Pro Nick Walker, I see Nick as the winner mainly because of the way better conditioning. I believe Akim was a bit too soft at this show and Nick on the other hand brought a level of conditioning rarely seen today. However, if Akim Williams would come with a similar level of conditioning to Nick Walker, he doesn't even have to be as conditioned or more conditioned than Nick, he just needs to be a little sharper than he was at the Puerto Rico Pro, and I see him as the clear favorite against Nick Walker. He is so much more genetically gifted that I believe he would only have problems in the back shots against Nick if they had similar conditioning. What do you guys think? Do you think William Bonac will retain his title this weekend or one of these two will be crowned as the new Arnold Classic champion? Who's gonna be between these two? Or it will be someone else other than them? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Also like this video if you enjoyed it, subscribe to the channel and as always, thank you guys and see you next time.